Well, it's time for a compilation of the episodes of Curb Your Kenneth.
Part 2.
Well, it's time for another episode of Curb Your Kenneth. On this episode, Transit of San Pablo will teach Kenneth Rembert a lesson. Let's get started.
This is for YouTuber Kenneth Rembert. Kenneth Rembert, Long Island buses will not be coming back. It was canceled since the last day of December 2021 or something. So, Long Island bus will not come back because Long Island buses having accidents and people are being injured or dying. So do your research, and guys, comment down what date.
Listen to him, Rempig. Do your research. MTA Long Island bus will not be coming back. Well, it's time for another episode of Curb Your Kenneth. On this episode, I'm on a Discord call with Gabe and Transit San Pablo. There's going to be multiple parts of this because we have a lot to give out, and this is a YouTube short. Okay, let's get started. All right, take it away. Gabe, you first.
You could clearly go on a subway map and you can see that it's a Z run between Broad Street and Manhattan with the connection to the J because it runs with the J to Jamaica Center, Parsons, Archer. And by the way, just because you don't like the line doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
The C does not go to Ozone Park Lefferts Boulevard unless it's rerouted via the A. Rempig, do your research. Anyways, stay tuned for part 2 because looks like we ran out of time here. So, yeah, just stay tuned for part 2.
Between Broad Street and Manhattan with the connection to the J because it runs with the J.
Well, it's time for part 2 of the previous episode of Curb Your Kenneth. All right, take it away.
The metro is not the metro, and Long Island buses will not be coming back.
And stop posting pictures of unpainted women's fingernails. Leave Chelsea Lopez alone. If you're ever gonna make Curb Your episodes, use the correct music. You used the wrong one. And I think
Westchester in the Bronx. I don't know where you get Long Island from.
anyways, that'll be it for part 2. Stay tuned for part 3.
With the J to Jamaica Center, Parsons, Archer.
West End, Q Rifle Grove, before you not.
Well, it's time for part 3 of the previous episode of Curb Your Kenneth. All right, go ahead.
Kenneth Rembert, do not disrespect NFL, Univision, and the Hispanic people.
And by the way, we just wanted to let you know that the M is running via 6th Avenue, not Nassau.
And you didn't get your channel back, you just created a new channel to bypass your termination.
Yeah, and you already have 5 to 6 channels already. How many channels do you need? Why don't you go upload on some other channels instead of creating a new one?
And quit throwing most of your phones away and buying a new phone. That makes you broke.
Okay,
Exactly.
yep, that'll be it for part 3. Well, it's time for another episode of Curb Your Kenneth. On this episode, I just want to tell Kenneth Rembert, stop stealing videos. How many times do we have to keep telling you that? This is exactly why your previous channel got terminated. Also, by the way, I'm not going to play this video just because copyright. Because they might copyright their videos. I don't want to get a copyright strike, but yeah. Now, if we take a look at the comments section, Rempig, you don't go to the subway. You just stole someone's video. Alright? Now please stop, okay? You steal my videos again, guess what? It's gonna get removed. Anyways, that'll be it. it's time for another episode of Curb Your Kenneth. On this episode, let's just react to this video.
Alright, good Wednesday morning, folks. Here's the change for Sacramento. As you can see, folks, there are 4 subway lines, a light rail line, and 8 trolley lines. And coming soon, the Sacramento will add 3 buses and commuter rail.
Rempig. SEPTA Metro will not include buses or the regional rail. It will only include these. Pause to read it. Okay. So, is SEPTA rebranding? No, Rempig. SEPTA is not rebranding, so stop asking. Just read this. By the way, I got this information from the website. Pause to read this. Okay. Now that'll be it for today's episode. See you in the next one. Peace. Well. It is time for yet another episode of Curb Your Kenneth. On this episode, let's just react to this video.
So, take it other way. Looky here. There are, let's see, there are tons of bus routes. Oh, and this. Tons of bus routes right here. See all the bus routes included at the Sacramento main. Alright. Choose visit Sacramento.org for more of the 3 bus routes. Alright. That being said, let me stop the video.
Rempig, that website doesn't even exist. Oh, and stop calling this SEPTA Metro. It's SEPTA Bus, first of all. SEPTA Metro is the network with the subway, trolley, and L. Second of all, we don't use prefixes, so stop making up stories. Well. It's time for another episode of Curb Your Kenneth. On this episode, let's just say that Kenneth Rembert finally knows that he needs to use the Curb Your Enthusiasm song. But he's used the wrong version. Take a listen to this. Okay, now here's the version I used. And by the way, y'all notice that there is no background music in this episode because we're actually playing music. Anyways, here's the one I use. So yeah, this is the version that you're supposed to use. Okay? Get it right next time, Rempig. Well. It's time for another episode of Curb Your Kenneth. Oh no, I lost control of the car. No. No! On this episode, let's just react to this video.
Here's the clip.
If Kenneth keeps doing it to report the videos on his YouTube as misinformation. If you're going to spread misinformation on the internet, you do not belong on any video sharing platform.
Well, and you remember this? Guess what? I'm not going to be sending this from YouTube. You are, okay? So start telling what to do.
Rempig, more like you're gonna get terminated if you get 3 strikes for spreading misinformation. Alright? And yes, Andy does have a point. In other words, think before you upload. Well. It's time for another episode of Curb Your Kenneth. On this episode, Kenneth Rembert is spreading false information about the L train running the R179s on X, formerly known as Twitter. Kenneth Rembert, the R179s do not run on the L. According to Wikipedia, the rolling stock used on the L are R160s and R143s, most of them being R143s. There are 22 R143 sets and 2 R160 sets. Do your research, Rempig. Alright, before we end this episode, I just want to say that I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, just 89 more according to what you saw in the subscriber count in the beginning. Here's the progress on the elevator chime compilation. I'm going to add more as I film more elevators. That'll be it for this episode. Well. it's time for another episode of Curb Your Kenneth. On this episode, Kenneth Rembert is accusing me and Trans of San Pablo for hacking Andy's Randomness' YouTube channel. Take a look at this. Rempig, we never hacked anyone. We don't know how to hack. Also, Andy said it was a Discord that got hacked. So stop making false accusations. That'll be it. Well, it's time for the return of the series called Curb Your Kenneth. On this episode, Rempig is back at making Curb Your episodes. This time he made one out of Andy's randomness.
It's time for yet another episode of Curb Your Andy Randomness. I'm gonna end this quick.
And there is a reason I'm going to skip to right here.
So Andy Randomness, let me tell you something. Stop listening to Gary Sierra from Jack Efron in it. It's Jack Efron on 1.1 at the end. So Andy Randomness, do your research or get to land. That being said, peace.
Rempig, for the bajillionth time, it's WCBS FM, not Jack FM. So why don't you do your research? Now with that being said, this will conclude today's episode. Well, it's time for another episode of Curb Your Kenneth. On this episode, Rempig is spreading false information about SEPTA buses again. We don't use prefixes, Rempig. Stop saying we use prefixes. We don't use prefixes. Now, New York City may use prefixes, but we don't. So stop spreading false information. And I warned you, Rempig. You say that we have prefixes one more time on my channel, you're gonna be blocked. This is your final warning, Rempig. Now, that will be it for today's episode. See you in the next one.
Peace.